He almost felt sorry for her. She had put on sunglasses and a short jacket and a long blonde wig to cover the dark hair, but she was carrying the same handmade leather flight bag that matched the leather skirt. He could even detect a fresh drop or two of perfume. The only person who wouldn't recognize her was somebody who wasn't looking for her at all. Those long legs in those dark stockings. If she'd had any sense at all, that was what she would have covered. Killigan waited while she put a good 200 feet between them before he started toward the baggage area. He could feel the universe rolling along smoothly now, the way it was supposed to. That had just been a little bump in the pavement. She was watching for her luggage, staring down at the metal track that wound around the waiting area. It was all a question of timing now. He saw her spot her suitcase. She watched it all the way from the moment it brushed in through the weather flaps and went around the track. Then he saw her lean forward and strain to drag and bump it over the rim onto the floor. It made her seem more vulnerable and ripe to watch her balance on the toes of those high-heeled shoes and do that. There wasn't a lot of strength in those arms. Killigan waited until she had hauled it to the door and shown the security woman her ticket with the stub stapled to it that matched the one on the suitcase. Then the door opened and she stepped out onto the sidewalk with Killigan at her elbow. At the curb she stopped and looked to the left to find a taxi, and Killigan moved in. He flashed his identification wallet in her face as he said, "Come with me, please, Mrs. Eckerly," clutched her arm and pulled her along with him, so there was never a second for her to think. She tried to dig in her heels, but he knew exactly the way they reacted, so he gave her a first taste of it. He bent her wrist down enough so she knew it would break if she didn't come, and jerked her along more quickly. It wasn't just the pain that worked on them. It was the fact that he knew how to inflict it so easily. It proved to something deep inside them that he represented genuine authority, cops and law and government, and even more, all the massed force that made people do what they were supposed to do. He hustled her across the street in the crosswalk, not even waiting for the light to change, just holding up a hand and counting on the driver's reflexes. He knew that, too, would help.